I just thought, what do kids like? And what can I make money off of? And
Uh-huh.
what can I have fun doing with? And then I thought, bounce house.
That's a great first thought. Was it your first thought?
No, it was actually like my 100th.
Okay.
It,
No, dude, that's fair.
It was
like,
many thoughts.
Like, what
many
do they
thoughts.
say? Like, Thomas Edison failed. They say he failed like 9,999 times before making the light bulb. And he's like, no, I just found 9,999 ways to not make a light bulb.
Yeah,
Same thing. Like, yeah, it's your 100th idea.
Yeah.
Welcome to DFW Grit. I'm Dr. James Taylor, and I'm your host, and this is more than just a podcast. We dive into the stories of the movers, the shakers, the small business owners, the entrepreneurs, right here in the DFW Metroplex. This is your home for authentic, real stories that prove what happens when you don't back down. Let's get to work. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of DFW Grit. As always, I'm your host, Dr. James Taylor. With me today, Ryatt. That's a cool name, first and foremost. Oh, you get fist bump? Hell yeah. So I'm not gonna like as you guys were like showing up, I was looking online because we've never actually like spoke.
Yeah.
I've only seen your name in writing. Like, man, I think it said Ryatt, but I hope I don't screw it up and look like a fool. So I'm glad I didn't. Why are you here? What do you do? Why am I interviewing a fourth grader?
I think you're interviewing me because of my business, but
Absolutely. Great first guess. What is your business?
my business is called Ryatt's Rentals. It's a small business where you can rent out my bounce house.
How did you get started? What inspired you to go buy a bounce house aside from the fact that bounce houses are awesome? Like, you're like, did I just want this for myself?
I got inspired by two things: Shark Tank and my stepdad.
Cool.
My stepdad, he quit his day job to start his own business flipping houses,
Mhm.
which I just thought was absolutely amazing and cool.
How'd you settle on the bounce house? Like, so you decided, so you're watching Shark Tank, you're watching the old man. Like, okay, I like the business stuff they got going on the TV. I like the business stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
I want to do some business stuff. Like, how'd you figure out a bounce house? Why not a paper route? Why not cutting grass?
I just thought, what do kids like? And what can I make money off of? And what can I have fun doing with? And then I thought, bounce house.
That's a great first thought. Was it your first thought?
No, it was actually like my 100th.
Okay. No, dude, that's fair.
It was many thoughts.
Like, what
many
do they
thoughts.
say? Like, Thomas Edison failed. They say he failed like 9,999 times before making the light bulb. And he's like, no, I just found 9,999 ways to not make a light bulb.
Yeah,
Same thing. Like, yeah, it's your 100th idea.
Yeah.
So, how did you get the bounce house?
Off of Alibaba.
No way.
Yeah.
Like, you basically just Googled bounce house, took you to Alibaba, and you're like, holy crap! Like, I can just buy one right here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is what. So I'm just like, literally, the only thing that I have to, compare this to is obviously like my time as a fourth grader when. Shoot, dude, I didn't get my first email address till I was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
So I know, right? So the fact that like you're like, I just went online and I found a problem and solved it as a fourth grader, like blows my mind. So how much did the bounce house cost?
$950 if I'm not mistaken. Wait, no, $1,050.
Okay. So where does a fourth grader get $1,000 from to buy a bounce house?
Birthdays.
No, you're a saver?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
And a loan. Yeah.
Okay. Where'd the loan come from? Bank of mom and dad?
Bank of mom and dad.
Perfect. What's the status on that loan?
Officially out of debt.
Officially out of debt.
Yep.
You are an entrepreneur. You are a businessman. You are a hustler, and your business has no debt.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
How long did it take you to get out of debt?
5-6 months.
Okay. Is this your first year in business? Your first summer? I'm assuming the summer is the busy months.
Yeah, I ordered my bounce house in June.
Okay, June of last year,
yeah.
obviously. So it came here, and then you just started just putting it out there. Hey, I got a bounce house.
Marketing.
What do you do to market?
It's normally social media
Uh-huh.
and sometimes just going out to other places and people see my teacher and they're like, "Oh, what's your business?" Like that.
Is that what
Like
other
what
people sound
I'm
like?
sometimes. Most of the times. It's normally like 60-year-old ladies like, "Oh, my grandson will love this."
Pinching cheeks and stuff.
Yeah.
So you started in June last year. How many customers do you think you got? How many, I guess, events did you book between June and, let's say, the new year?
6, I think. No, it was way more than 6. I'd probably say like around 12 or
Okay.
12 to 15.
And all just basically word of mouth and social media stuff.
Yes, yeah.
That's so cool. And then, so it was June of last year, and then your debt was paid off by when?
A week ago.
A week ago. Have you started putting out, doing events already this summer, this spring?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
We
fantastic.
have a spring flyer up on social media right now.
Okay. So, dude, do me a favor real quick because we were speaking a little bit off camera before this started.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say nobody, but does everybody believe that Ryatt, the fourth grader, has a business that makes money?
Not everybody.
Not everybody. Who doesn't believe that Ryatt, the fourth grader, has a business that makes him money?
I don't know if I should say their names.
You don't say names. Give me a
Okay.
demographic of people.
Mostly girls in my school. They're like, "Yeah, you haven't done this. You haven't done that."
So, like, what do you do to prove it to them?
Oh,
Clearly you do.
I've tried to do many things.
Mm-hmm.
I've given them business cards. I've brought my T-shirt to school.
Do you have a business card on you?
No, sadly.
I would love to see a business card when you get a chance. So, oh yeah, also too, like for those of you watching on YouTube, the kid is wearing a branded T-shirt, and they think you're making it up. They think you're just doing it for attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Now, did you donate it the bounce house or something too for?
Yeah, I donated it to my school silent auction
Mm-hmm.
and a trunk or treat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool because I get to help my school.
It's very cool.
I get to help my school, and I also get to like let kids have fun.
Uh-huh.
And it's just amazing. It's like the best feeling.
So we got this again. Just hey, I want to start a business. Went through 99 ideas. Didn't really love any of them. Landed on the bounce house. Decided that I had a problem and I solved it. I just went online and I bought a bounce house with the money I had saved up, a little bit of loan from the bank of mom and dad, and then you're putting stuff out there on social media primarily, and then word of mouth. And so, like, how does it work? Like, I'm sure like mom and dad will drive you to the place and help set it up. Like, how does the bounce house industry work?
It's not a very complex industry.
Love it.
It's like you bring bounce house to a place, and then you set it up, leave it there for the night. It's fine.
Do you accept cash before you set it up, or when you go pick it up?
Oh, you could Venmo, cash, credit. Well, not credit. But
you don't have a Stripe account yet?
No.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Well, and if it becomes a necessity, if you could run without it, run without it.
We could take Venmo before, or like you could just pay us up front.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any unruly customers yet?
No Karens, no Karens yet.
It's awesome. I'm glad. I'm glad that you have had run across no Karens.
No
yet.
issues. No issues.
Perfect.
No ladies screaming because a kid fell.
Oh yeah, is there a liability thing with this at all? Like,
yes, I do have a contract.
How'd you figure that out? Again, this blows my mind. You're in fourth grade, like
Canva.
Yeah, as far as like the words to put in it.
How did I make my contract? That is a Canva.
Like you just do
we started off with just a template and then we added it on from there. It's a small contract.
Yeah, no, it's just basically no. I got you. You had a template on there. I'm sure you just did a little bit of research on just general liability contracts and stuff like that, and the purchase purchase and usage agreements, but like it's just, seriously, like just it just blows my mind because I'm sure this has been said to you many times. Like there are adults that don't have the ability to figure this stuff. Well, everyone has the ability to figure this stuff out. There are adults that don't take the opportunity to figure this kind of stuff out. And you just saw your stepdad do it and you saw the people on Shark Tank do it and you're like,
I
yeah,
want to do that.
seems easy enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I do this and if I talk to that person, then they can help me figure it out and then I'll get to that. What was it, dude? Okay, how about this? Because like I remember, so obviously you're in a chiropractor's office. Like I literally remember the very first patient I ever had. Do you remember your very first customer? Like your first paying customer ever?
Yes, actually.
What was that like?
It was a 4th of July rental to one of their friends.
That's cool. Have you had customers that you don't know yet?
Yes, many actually.
What was it like for the first time getting a customer that you had never met before?
It was scary because I didn't know if they were gonna like shout at me because I did something wrong, and I didn't know if like I should be shouting at them because they did something wrong.
Dude, that's absolutely wild. Because again, like I said, I remember the very first patient I ever had, and then like some people have to pay me out of pocket. One person didn't have any insurance, so they had to pay me a good chunk of money out of pocket, and she was just like, "Yeah, okay," and literally like, I know, like that was my reaction because I was like worried about, yeah, heck, maybe this is an adult thing. Maybe I don't even want to put this in your head, but like, I was worried about asking somebody for money.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, "Yeah, okay, I'll pay you." And I know exactly, like as an adult doctor, I was like, "Really?"
Like,
the words fell out of my mouth. Really?
Like, I'm gonna empty your wallet. Are you sure?
Right?
Are you sure?
Yeah. And she was like, "Yeah, totally cool." I'm like, "No way! Like you're gonna pay me for a service I provide? Like it's nuts." Like that's what I was asking about. Like if you just remember the first client you ever had that you didn't know, they were a stranger for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, but it's also not.
Mm-hmm. The more you get, the easier it
Yeah,
gets.
yeah.
So in all this stuff, so obviously, starting and getting the ball rolling and everything. And again, we've already talked about some of the haters, if you will, the naysayers, which will kind of run rampant in fourth grade. Can you tell me about a time like in all this when somebody was just like, I bet you can't do it. Yeah. How about this? Who was the first person that you told that, hey, I'm starting a business to, and they're like, I bet you can't do that. You're going to fail. What are you doing? Why don't you just be a regular fourth grader?
The first person that I told was my best friend. Actually, he believed me. He was like, "Go and do what you want."
Good friend to have.
Yep, exactly.
Anyone ever tell you not to do it?
Oh yeah. Whenever I told it to the other people in the class, they eventually like shared it all around. I was like all around 3rd grade. I started back whenever I was in 3rd grade.
Oh yeah, way back then. Okay.
Yeah. Like I came up with the idea for this in 3rd grade, and then it starts spreading around all 4 of the classrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then one girl approaches me and she's like, "You can't do that." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, yeah."
Did she give you a reason why you couldn't?
No, she didn't. She just said, "You can't do that." Okay, maybe I can't, but I'll try.
We're gonna find out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Look at me a year later.
Well,
I did it.
Still in business, dude. Actually, that's actually kind of a fun way. Do you know? I don't know the statistics off the top of my head, but do you know how many businesses don't make it in their first year?
I'd estimate around like a good majority.
I want to say it's like some stupid high number. I'll say conservatively, I want to say it's like 50% of businesses don't make it past year 1.
50-50 chance you.
Dude, you know what's great about a 50-50 chance? Half of that 50-50 is a win.
Yeah,
right?
It's good odds.
Yeah, it is. I mean, dude, that's going to be a reel right there. It's good odds. It's a win. Dude, that's so cool. So, in going through all this, like, has there been a time? I mean, obviously, in starting a business, in running a business, you just have to figure something out. Like, there's pamphlets and templates for some things, and the other stuff you just got to kind of wing it and see what happens. Like, have you ever had a time where you had to kind of like find a way or make a way?
I'd probably say that at one of my rentals, there was a problem because the place I was renting to didn't have electricity for me to plug in my bounce house to, and without electricity, you can't.
Yeah, you just got to
blow up
tarp
the
on the
bounce
ground.
house. Yeah, that's all you have. So I
Not
was
nearly
like,
as fun.
I was like, oh no, I can't do anything. I'm gonna have to take this home. But then we find this other bounce house that has an electricity source, and I'm like, problem solved. And they were actually really nice people. They let me use it, and we all had a fun time.
How long was it from the point where you realized you didn't have a power source to finding the power source? Like, what was that time frame?
An hour, 30 minutes.
Okay, so you're freaking out for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I was like shaking, like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
So
now this place is gonna get mad at me.
Did you just run around like looking for an out? Like, how did you find the new power source?
They actually pulled up in their truck while I was like going circles, going crazy, and they put it out, and I see that outlet, and I'm like, it's my savior.
So you just walked up to him and asked?
Yeah.
Like that in and of itself, right there, like just walking up to somebody and asking them. Like again, that's something that would certainly it would hold a lot of people back.
It kind of held me back for a sec. I have a little bit of social anxiety talking to people. But it was like, to me, it was live or die. Like either you plug into this, either you ask them and take a shot, or you don't have a shot and just no bounce house.
Yeah, it's
and then I decided to walk up to them and be like, "Can I use your outlet, please?"
Yeah, because like literally, like, what's the worst thing that would happen?
Yeah, no.
You'd say no.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, shoot, then I'm still in the same position I am now.
Now I gotta go and run around for another 5 hours trying to look for another outlet.
Best thing that could happen simply by asking a question is they say, yes, I use the power source. I'm allowed to, blow up my bounce house, and this customer's happy, and then I make money. I have my good reputation is still in check.
Yay.
Exactly. Yay. All because you asked a question. But there are so many people out there who would even, like, we already talked about the awesomeness that is you just starting this whole thing. But even just, people will get like a roadblock or something. And literally the easiest way through it is just
ask.
Yeah, just ask for help.
Simple as that.
The worst thing that could happen is they say no, and you're literally in the same spot.
I mean, like, it's not like they're going to pick up your bounce house and steal it and drive away.
I know, right? What that kid want? Oh, he has to use his power. What are we going to do? Oh, we're going to steal his bounce house. like that's not going to happen. Like, it's just a matter of all you got to do is ask. And again, if the worst of your fears come to fruition, you're literally just in the same spot. Because in that situation, the worst of your fears is they're not going to share their power. Okay, well, I'll find another way then. Dude, that's wild. So, 4th grade, what's your favorite subject?
I'd probably say math.
Smart. Okay, I really wanted to say that. Like, biology. Maybe take some math classes. Where can people find you? Summer is nigh upon us. We are currently in spring break.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh yes, dude. It's getting to be money season for you.
It is.
Where it is. Where can people find you? If people need a bounce house.
Where could they find? Oh,
yeah, how do they get a hold of you?
I'm all over North Richland Hills.
Okay.
You never know where I'm going to be.
Yeah, but I need to know how to get a hold of you if I want your bounce house. Where should I go?
Social media.
Okay. What should I look up?
Ryatt's Rentals.
Cool.
On Instagram.
Spell Ryatt.
Ryatt.
Perfect. Ryatt's, no apostrophe, I imagine. I don't know how that would do with do you got a special hashtag?
No.
Okay, something to look into.
Yeah.
So, Ryatt's Rentals on Instagram. Anywhere else on Facebook or anything like that? Any other pages? You got a Facebook page? Yeah.
Facebook, yeah.
Okay, sweet. And then you'll just respond, just have people, or you want people to just shoot you a DM, need the date, the location, and you'll be like, yeah, I can do that, or sorry, I'm booked unless you want to pay premium pricing.
Yep.
Well, hell, that was easy enough.
Yeah, it's easy.
Dude, Ryan, this is fantastic.
Just call me. Okay, I'll give you the contract. If you sign it and you like it, okay, that's good.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Hey, I really appreciate your time. This was fantastic. Don't want to burst your bubble. You're not the youngest person I've ever had. on the podcast. But I brought my own kids on, so they got a leg in. But no, you are without a doubt the absolute youngest entrepreneur by a long shot I've had on here. And I think it is super awesome that you're doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I can't imagine the number of people who've probably told you the same thing. And to the people that think it's stupid, dude, this part sucks, but you got to like those people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're really funny to keep around as you keep succeeding. And then you can just be like, told you. So everybody, as always, like, share, follow. I mean, take some inspiration from this kid. He's a 4th grader and doing a lot more out there than a whole lot of us are. And all it is because he asks questions and apparently he knows how to use the internet, which doesn't hurt. So Ryatt's Rentals, Instagram and Facebook. Summer and spring are around the corner. If you need a bounce house, swing on there, shoot him a DM. Apparently, it's super easy. He shows up. All he needs is a power source.
And please, the power source.
Please, the power source. You guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, follow. Check out Ryatt's Rentals, Instagram and Facebook. Till the next time, you guys have a great rest of your day.